I'm really excited about this. I was just about to text you to come in after I do this bite because I want you to have this. This is the one from the restaurant.
Yeah.
That I took off the menu. This is insane. That's what I was literally just texting you like, come up here and try this after I do my bite because you're gonna love it. The number one selling item at my restaurant was this because I took it off the menu because you can't have the same thing on the menu forever. This is mushroom toast. All right, so our mushroom toast is going to be, the main ingredient obviously is going to be mushrooms. I got some shimiji mushrooms in here. I have some, I got a little bit of everything. I got some oysters. I got just some white. I got a little bit of everything in here. I just got a mix of mushrooms. You can use anything you kind of want for your mushrooms. Whatever you have laying around, whatever's in the store, whatever's in season. I just have a mix of a bunch of different mushrooms in here. And the reason you want to do a mix is so you get a mix of different flavors. The only reason I don't add like a portobello to this is because to me, the portobello like overpowers everything. And I want these mushrooms that have like these brown beach mushrooms that have like subtle flavors. I don't want them to get overpowered. So you're gonna do mushrooms. We have our tarragon, which is gonna give it an awesome kind of anise, kind of fennel flavor. We got sherry vinegar, garlic, shallot, chives. Got a little fried egg in. Got a fried egg. We're gonna do some heavy cream, butter, some sherry booze, and olive oil. So this is actually a pretty straight down the middle, how to make something very fast, easy, but there's a little bit of technique involved. So first thing we're gonna do is just get our bread toasted. A little bit of olive oil. The first thing I do is I put the olive oil in there. I don't do it over my cutting board. So I don't want to get my cutting board all dirty. So I put my bread in there and I kind of soak it up. And then I turn it over and soak up the other side. So it's evenly distributed olive oil all over it. So first thing I'm gonna do is just get this toasted. I like a good amount of tarragon in this because I think it really brings a lot to the mushrooms and the creaminess of this dish. Get that going. Then we're gonna add our mushrooms in while it's nice and hot. Look at that. We're not adding in our garlic and shallots yet because I don't want it to burn. The mushrooms are gonna take a little bit of time. And whenever you're cooking mushrooms, always try to lay them flat. Try to get them all touching the surface of the pan so they don't steam each other. Because having wet soggy mushrooms, that's not what you want. So you kind of want all the mushrooms individually touching the surface of the pan so they can start to caramelize up and get brown. You want this. So, and these take a minute. This is one of those things where you kind of gotta take your time with it. You really gotta kind of know that you're putting some effort into this. And you take about, I would say, start to finish, just to get the mushrooms brown, let's say 8 minutes. And you want to use a good amount of mushrooms because they're gonna shrink up. Mushrooms lose so much water. So use a bunch, spread them out, and they're gonna kind of shrink up. So whatever you think looks like the right amount, but 1, 2, 3, 4 people, whatever you're cooking for, always kind of double it in your head. So if this much looks good per person, this much, start this much. So now I'm gonna go with about a tablespoon of garlic and shallots. That's a good amount of garlic and shallots. So a tablespoon each of garlic and shallot. I'm gonna kind of sprinkle it all over. So we're getting a little caramelization on our shallots and garlic in here. We don't want to go too brown. Just kind of sweat it out. Now, here's the fun part. We got some sherry alcohol, like sherry booze, and just sherry. So there's sherry vinegar, and then there's actual sherry that sherry vinegar is made from. So you want to do a little sherry, and you want to glaze your mushrooms and your garlic and shallots. The little sherry. Nice. All right, so we got our sherry reduced. That was nice and quick. Beautiful. Gonna add our salt a little bit right now. Maybe a little bit at the end. Pinch of salt. Fresh cracked pepper. Our heavy cream. Once your sherry is reduced, there's only a little bit of juice left. Add your cream. So we're gonna reduce this cream to nice and thick. And I would say about a minute before it's done, we're gonna add all of our fresh herbs because we want that fresh herb flavor. So tarragon is going right in there. A little bit of our chives. We're gonna save some of our chives for garnish. The chives go in there. Heat off. It's nice and kind of thick. We're gonna mount it with a little bit of butter. A couple pats of butter on here. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. I get excited over little things like this, like how good this is gonna be.
When was the last time you had this on your room?
I had this on my menu, Jesus, a year ago. And it was just people, I got so mad when I took it off the menu, but they loved it so much. But I was like, hey, mushrooms aren't in season, or the mushrooms we're getting where, you know, the quality I want them to be. So I'm like, you guys just change it up. People love this dish. A little more cracked pepper, fresh herbs. Right at the end, a tiny bit of sherry vinegar. Just to kind of wake everything up. That is done. Tiny pinch of salt, just a tiny bit. One more crack up. So good. Oh God. Get the taste. You just want to remember it. Tiny pinch of salt, just a tiny. One more crack cup. So good. Okay. Now, you don't want to let this cool, but it needs to go a couple seconds. Just kind of bring itself to, like you want to cook it kind of fast, fry it up, but you also want to make sure the yolk stays nice and creamy and kind of, you know, leaks out onto your plate when you cut it. Always take your egg whites and kind of, while it's cooking, kind of break it. Break the egg yolk. Egg whites, break that egg white. I'm kind of like just making little chops, and I'm kind of breaking that egg white and letting that egg white drip and hit the bottom of the pan and cook. All right, so we got the toast. And like I said, if you're having like 4 people, or if you want to have it as an app and everyone can kind of share it, cut it up into like 4 pieces. But I'm just gonna cut it into 2. And then we're gonna kind of reform it back onto the plate. Grab your mushroom toast. Grab your mushroom mix. Oh gosh. And like just pile it on. Get all that cream soaking up into that bread. Look at that. Oh yeah. And that bread's just gonna soak up all that cream and that flavor, the garlic and mushroom juice. And it's gonna flavor it and just be so good. All right, then we're gonna go right on with our crispy fried egg. It's got those crispy edges, cooked in extra virgin olive oil. Listen to this. Oh my gosh. Just that crispy bottom, ooey gooey center of our egg. Then I just take a little bit of our fresh tarragon and I'm just tearing it. I'm not even, no rhyme or reason, just no stems. Just tear it, kind of have a little fun with it. And just tear your tarragon, put it all over. Tiny bit of your chives. Look at that. Crack a pepper over the whole thing. This is awesome. This is why I love doing these videos. This is just like, once in a while, even though I made this in the restaurant all the time, I haven't made it in a year, and it just reminded me. It reminded me of why I had this on the menu. It's so good. And it's just, it's like ugly delicious. It looks kind of like brown, but it's just so beautiful, and you know this is gonna taste amazing. Look at that. First thing I like to do, look at this. Delicious mushrooms and beautiful bread. It's so goddamn good. This is everything you want in like an appetizer. We can have this for dinner, but this is everything you want in like an app. It's unbelievable umami. It's so rich. It's got so much flavor. The mushroom is just oozing out with flavor. The egg is oozing over the mushroom to add that extra fat, that extra bit of flavor. The olive oil, the butter, that cherry vinegar comes through, but it's nice and muted now with those mushrooms. Just such a great dish. And this sat for like 45 seconds before I took a bite. So all that cream and juice kind of already soaked into the bread and made it kind of like, not wet, because it's got a nice, toast to it, but it made it a little like more palatable and just more like just soaked up, and every little bite has that cream and that mushroom juice just all over it. Let's get a little egg in there. This is just so good. So good.